What if I told you that this amazing woman turns 70 next year? Most people imagine this age in a completely different way. But one has only to look at Adriana Miranda, and it feels as if time has decided to make an exception for her. She looks much younger than her years, remains energetic, active, and literally radiates vitality. The most interesting thing in this story is not genetics or some expensive procedures. Her lifestyle consists of simple habits that are accessible to almost everyone. And if you watch this video to the end, you will find out exactly what principles help to maintain youth, well-being, and high energy levels, even when many are already beginning to complain about their age. It will be interesting and useful. So let's get started. First, Adriana Miranda almost never sits still. And it's not just about training. She is constantly active, walking, minding her own business, spending time outside, shooting content for her blog, moving around, exploring new places. This approach is considered one of the most underestimated factors of longevity today. Many people think that it's enough to work out in the gym for an hour and then spend the whole day on the computer. But research shows that prolonged sitting alone increases the risk of many chronic diseases, even if a person exercises regularly. Therefore, the main conclusion is very simple. Do not try to compensate for 10 hours of immobility with one workout. It is much more useful to move a little but constantly. Get up every 40 to 50 minutes, walk for at least a few minutes, climb stairs, walk more, and look for any opportunities to add natural movement to your daily routine. The next secret is regular workouts. Adriana does not treat physical activity as a temporary project before a vacation. It's a normal part of her life. This is exactly the difference between people who keep young and those who constantly start studying on Monday. Our body loves stability. When muscles receive regular exercise, they retain their strength longer, and with it remains a high metabolic rate, good posture, joint stability, and bone density. It is especially important to remember that after 40 years of age, a person gradually loses muscle mass if he does not maintain it in any way. Therefore, strength training becomes not a whim of athletes, but a real investment in future health. It is not necessary to spend hours in the gym. 2 or 3 full-fledged workouts per week are enough if you perform them consistently over the years. Another habit of Adriana Miranda is to spend a lot of time outdoors. A modern person can live for weeks along the route house, car, office, shop, house, almost without noticing nature. But walking outside gives the body much more than it seems. It's not just additional physical activity. Daylight helps synchronize the internal biological clock. This makes it easier to fall asleep in the evening and easier to wake up in the morning without feeling tired. In addition, walking reduces stress levels, improves mood, and helps the brain recover from high mental stress. Even 20 to 30 minutes of daily walking can bring significant benefits if you turn them into a permanent habit. It is also interesting that Adriana's life remains diverse. Many people gradually reduce the number of new experiences as they age. Every day is becoming similar to the previous one. But the brain, like muscles, needs training. New routes, new acquaintances, new activities, and even small changes in the usual routine help to maintain cognitive activity. When a person regularly encounters something new, the brain continues to form new neural connections. This has a positive effect on memory, attention, and the ability to adapt quickly to changes. So try doing something unusual at least once a week. It can be a new hobby, an unfamiliar park, a recipe, a book, or even another way to work. Special attention should be paid to the fact that Adriana runs her own blog. At first glance, it seems that this is just a hobby, but in fact, such an activity brings several benefits to the body at once. Blogging forces a person to learn new things, develop creative thinking, communicate with people, structure their thoughts, and constantly maintain intellectual activity. All this is a kind of gymnastics for the brain. You don't have to become a blogger. You can keep a diary, photograph nature, learn a foreign language, draw, write articles, or explore any creative field. The main thing is to create something new regularly, not just consume information. Another principle that is immediately noticeable in Adriana Miranda is that she smiles often. Of course, a smile by itself is not capable of stopping aging, but it reflects a much deeper thing, the emotional state of a person. Constant chronic stress affects almost all body systems. The level of stress hormones increases, sleep worsens, inflammation increases, and the immune system suffers. Therefore, the ability to experience positive emotions more often becomes an important part of a healthy lifestyle. This does not mean that you have to pretend to be happy. It is much more useful to consciously create more pleasant moments in your life. Communicate with loved ones, devote time to your favorite activities, thank yourself for small achievements, and notice good events even on the most ordinary days. It is especially important that Adriana is emotionally stable. This quality is becoming one of the main factors of longevity, although it is talked about much less often than about proper nutrition or exercise. Emotional stability is not the absence of problems, but the ability not to allow them to destroy the inner state. People who recover faster from stressful situations tend to sleep better, make decisions easier, and experience less chronic stress. It can be a good practice to set aside at least 10 minutes a day without a phone or other distractions. Just sit in silence, focus on your breathing, or take a quiet walk. These small pauses help the nervous system switch from constant anxiety mode to recovery mode. And remember, you can learn a new skill, start exercising, or go on a trip at almost any age. It's always better for the body to start taking care of itself today than not to start at all. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.